Hello and welcome. I am Scrapperlock, and this is City of Heroes on the Rebirth server. We are with our level 50 brute Quintessence lass, who needs no experience to get to level 51 because there is no level 51. And we're on a story arc for Harvey Mailer, and going the wrong way. And so you've missed a couple things. I did about 10 minutes. So when last we left off, we had defeated, what's her name, Giovanna Scaldi, and that seemed like the end of things. And then Harvey says, go check out a warehouse that the Carnival of Shadows used to use, and make sure they're not there anymore. Make sure that we've really disbanded them. And of course, you go in there and they're there because Vanessa DeVore is not fully defeated yet. And so he then says, okay, we've got to find her and beat her. So this is who we're going up against. We're going to try once at +3. And since I think this is our last episode with this character, and it's just one mission, if we fail at +3, maybe we'll go back in and try at +1. If we fail, we'll go in and try at +0. Hopefully we won't have to do it at +0. But so I did that mission. And then he said, well, we got to find where she is, so go defeat 50 Cray in Peregrine Island. And as you guys know, I hate that mission. And it turned out that I could not auto-complete it at the time. It was early this morning, and I had to wait until after 2 o'clock this afternoon, because it hadn't been 72 hours yet since the last time I had refused to do a defeat 50 Carney. So the problem with the Defeat 50 Carnies, beyond any other Defeat 50, is that the Carnies only appear in 3 small zones in Peregrine Island. I mean, the zones in total are maybe the size of this north section of Brickstown. And in these small zones, they share spawn points, and I actually confirmed this is true. They share spawn points with the Richti and the Nemesis and the Malta. And the way I know this is true is I found some Carnies. I got about 20 of them done. And I defeated the Carnies. There's like an area, it's like a shed with an open air underneath it. And so I defeated a bunch of Carnies under there. And when I came back around, the respawn in there was Richti. And I defeated them. And when I came back around, respawn in there was again Richti. And when I defeated them, the respawn in there was Malta, right? So I defeated them 4 times what was in there, but only once was the spawn Carnies. There was an area by the beach. There were Carnies in 3 of the spawn points. When I went back, there were Carnies in 1 spawn point, Richti in 1... No, Nemesis in 1 spawn point, and Malta in 1 spawn point. So the problem is that they share all of the spawn points with these other characters. This is +3. Why are these guys only +2? They share all the spawn points with these other characters and these other factions, and you can't make the Carney respawn, right? So what you have to do, and I remember doing this in Peregrine Island with my friends in live, is you basically have to just beat up everything you see and hope that some of the Richti and some of the Malta and some of the Nemesis that you beat up when the respawn happens become Carney. So it's not defeat 50, it's like defeat 500, or maybe defeat 200. It's absolutely ridiculous, and I refuse to do that sort of thing. So that's an autocomplete. I did try to do it, I got about 20 of them done, and at that point all of the respawns were non-Carnies, and I could not find a single Carney on the island, and I didn't feel like spending another hour just beating up villains of... You know, I can't get any XP from them. Most of them were gray cons or green or blue cons. Look at this. Why are these guys only +1? And it was just ridiculous. It's a complete waste of my time. So I actually had paused the video figuring, well, I'll try to just do the 50 and brute force my way through it, and then we'll do this last mission, which is, I think, the end of the arc. And I just stopped the video, and since there were only about 15 minutes of it, I didn't feel like it makes a good episode. I really didn't want to go through the process of editing it to, you know, to stitch it together with this. So we just skipped that one. It was just a warehouse like this. So we're gonna go through. This is defeat Vanessa and her servants, but at least this time, this first time, this is a defeat all. We're going to try to defeat everybody. And I think she's deeper in this way, so we'll go to the west. And since this is it, this is our last journey with this character, we're going to savor it. We're going to do everything we can with her. Gain a little bit more prestige for the base. And then this will be it. We will be done. And this will be our final sort of normal run in City of Heroes, as far as I know. Now, I've said this before. I said it actually with Nightmare last that I wasn't going to do anymore, and then I did Quintessence last because I was having so much fun doing it, and a few people seem to be enjoying watching it, so I figured why not. But after this, we're doing hardcore mode. I've already gone to level 16 with our Guardian, and then I'll see, you know, if I want. I may do all the other archetypes I've never done before to level 50. They won't get to level 50. Don't think that they will. The first time I lose and faceplant with any of these characters, we delete them. And what we'll do is we'll see, you know, what level can I get all of these archetypes that I don't feel as comfortable with as a Brute or a Scrapper or a Stalker. What level can I get them to without their first death? Let's see. I mean, Guardian is level 16 and going up. I don't expect that one to die before level 20 or so. But I think we're going to have to make some rules. Like, one rule probably should be once we have SOs, and I don't know what level that will be. I don't think it will be level 22, but once we have SOs, we have to go up to +1. And maybe once we go past level 38, which is our final power that we get in our secondary, so we have all of our primary and secondary powers, maybe we have to go up to +2. Something like that, so that we can't we can't just keep fighting +0s. And we can see, you know, which character class, which archetype can I do the best on with some objective rules. Which one can I go the furthest? All right, we know we got the Guardian already to 16. Maybe it goes further. And can I do better with a Guardian or with a controller? Maybe we'll try a Peacebringer. Maybe I'll try one of the Arachnos archetypes. I've never played one of those, the Prestige archetypes. So yeah, I mean, I think I'm going to try those. It won't take up any character slots because as soon as they lose, we delete them. And we move on to the next archetype. And that may end up giving me an archetype that I like enough that I say, okay, after I'm done with hard mode, I'm going to play it all the way through. Not recording it. I'm done doing that. We've seen all the story arcs here. There's really no reason to do it again. But I don't know, it was Kiovar or somebody suggested, you know, just doing like basically shooting one season, 150 video season, and just showing the character development from level 1 to level 50. You know, here, all right, here's our performance in the tutorial. Now here's our level 2 video. Here's our level 3 video. Might be that level 2, 3, 4 all have to be shot in one video or something, but basically do one season, you know, no more than one 30 or 40-minute video per level, and just kind of showing how I've slotted the character, how you know, what powers I've chosen, and then here's how this character plays at this level. You know, so if in my hardcore mode I decide that there's an archetype I haven't played that I'd like to try, maybe we can do something like that. I don't know, but we're doing hardcore mode after this, and you know, we're going to do it with the Guardian, and then I'll see where we go from there. I suspect I'll want to play multiple characters, but we'll see. You know, I don't know what it's going to feel like to get a character, say, to level 35 or something, and then have to delete them. I might actually hate that and not want to do it again. So we'll see. Don't know if I'm going to get to level 35. I suspect not. Particularly with characters that don't have Mez defense, I think the first time you get really heavily Mezzed, you're basically going to die. Now the Guardian has Mez defense, right? But a lot of the other ones don't. And like with a Peacebringer, the first time I get surprised by a Void Seeker, that's probably going to kill me. My guess is the Keldeo won't last very long at all. But I think I'm gonna try a few, and we'll see how it goes. I think maybe I'll try some that have defenses. You know, Tanker, for example, could last a very long time. Keldians have some defenses. Guardians have some defenses, so they have some defenses. And maybe try those first, because once you get to the characters that have no real defenses, like Blasters or Corruptors, ouch. You know, I think those characters are going to be very hard to keep from face planting. You know, certainly after level 25 or so. I think once you get into like Devouring Earth with all their mezzes and stuff, I think it's going to be very difficult. Obviously, we'll carry Break Freeze. I know I did that with my Keldian. I basically carried a tray of defense and Break Free, so that if she came on a Void Seeker or something, I just downed those. Because none of her, with the way Keldians work, guys with the, what are they called? Omega Blasters or something, or the Void Seeker characters are, they have your weakness, right? You have no defense against whatever it is they're shooting at you, and they have defense against you, I believe. And so you're doing half damage to them, and they're doing like full 100% damage with no defense, no resistance, even when you have your defenses turned on. And so they cut right through you. And it's like this character against Psychic, right? Where it just cuts right through your defense. So let's see if we can actually do something to her now. Yep. And now not. So we'll just wait. Wait her out. So yeah, they're pretty rough, and I think even with Break Freeze and Lux, because the Lux will protect you against the stuff you have no defense against, because Luck works regardless. I think that even with those in the tray, there's always at least one of those guys in a mission when you have a Keldian with you, and sometimes multiple ones. You come around a corner and are surprised. If it's in a patrol, you're fighting somebody else and you don't see them, that's death for a Keldian. Even on a team sometimes, and the team's trying to protect the Keldians, it can be very, very hard to stay alive. So we're doing this mission in full right now because, as I said, this is our last episode. Probably. And because I think this is where the story arc ends. And we're going to fight Vanessa DeVore at +3. Maybe +4. These guys are +4. If it turns out that we can't beat her, which is what happened the last time, I could not do enough damage to defeat her, we will lower her a little bit at a time. I will only bring you back for the Vanessa fights, and I will try to beeline my way to her after this. And she is over there. Alright. So now if we defeat her, what level is she? She's 53. Okay, if we defeat her, we will clean out the rest of this mission. Whether it's required or not, because again, this will be it for this character, I think. And I keep saying I think, not because I don't know if I'm going to play more story arc, it's just that I think this is the end of the story arc, but I'm not 100% sure. We're not going to put our panic power on, probably at all here. And the reason is we do not have any defenses against her. If we look at the information, we have plus defense, all plus psionics. Now it does give us recovery, hit points, and some other things, right? We do get plus 500 hit points, so we might turn it on, maybe. But my guess is it's probably not going to help, because she can just take us down the whole bar, right? If you look at our actual hit points, we have 1,800, and she can probably do about 1,200 in a shot. So what we really have to do is make sure she either doesn't hit us or that we have resistance to her. Now, we do not have, if we go into our powers, right, defense, right, if we look down here, psionic defense, we have 12%. We get a little bit. So we have a tiny bit of defense against psionics. Resistance. Where's the resistance? Sorry. Psionics, 15%. So we have a little bit, and we're going to add more. But we've only got about 2 minutes to take her out. If we don't take her out in 2 minutes, these defenses are going to wear out. So this one is plus 25%, which is great. These others are 12.5. So we'll start with plus 25% and plus 10% damage resistance. This will give us about 30% sonic defense and about 25% sonic resistance. We'll see if we can survive with that. If not, we'll add 2 more pills. Once this big one runs out, we're going to have to use 2 Lux. We've only got a couple minutes. We can, you know, pop our panic power if we have to. But I'm going to try not to because we may want to actually use it when she's weaker if we can't defeat her at plus 3. So here we go, guys. We have I have also added our offense amplifier. That's why we have some defenses. We have our defense amplifier. We have our survival amplifier, right? So we have a little bit here. I don't think we have anything else in our email that can help us. Oh, Frosty Aegis. Okay, let's go ahead and claim that. And where is that? Because we can turn that on. And first I have to, in the options, disable locking powers in the tray, and then we can put Frosty Aegis out here and turn that on. So that gives us a little more defense, right? I don't know if it's going to help us with it's just lethal and cold, so I guess that's not worth it. So never mind that. What else do we have? We really don't have anything else in here that we can help us. Frostbite, that's just an extra power. We don't need that. Okay. So it's us against Vanessa. Here we go. We're going to do the best we can. Now, one advantage we have is we can debuff her. And that is going to work regardless. Got to keep our eyes on our hit points. This is going okay so far. Yeah, she has the ability to heal herself. That's the big problem. I'm going to throw a little fear on her just as debuff her. Don't know if it'll work. We've got her pretty well debuffed. Okay, she just did a bunch of damage. You can see what she's doing to me. Alright, so we need to crank up the inspirations. Increase our 2 hit. Throw up hasten. Another inspiration. We're doing alright. I think now we're going to put on our panic power. Because we've done okay enough against her. Getting the extra hit points and the extra recovery will be good. Throwing everything we've got at her. It's a little soul drain. We're going to want to get hit points back. We got her. This is +3 Vanessa DeVore, guys, and we defeated her. That is awesome. This character has done, I'm pretty sure, what no other character could do. And we're sitting here at full hit points. Now, we had to use a whole tray of inspirations, of course, because she does have an attack type that you don't have defense against. But this character, I think what saved us wasn't the inspirations just, right? I mean, that, yeah, obviously that helps, but every character had these inspirations. We fought her at level 48, 49. Every character had this many inspirations. What saved us, every character had a panic power. Every character did a lot of damage. What saved us was 2 things. 1, negative damage. I think she didn't have as good defense against that as she might have against smashing and lethal. And 2, biggest thing, debuff, right? We made it harder for her to hit. So instead of everybody else where she has like 80 or 90% chance to hit you, maybe 95. Against us, she only had maybe 65% chance to hit, and that is a huge difference, right? And then when we add up our inspirations, we maybe dropped her down to 50% to hit. So instead of hitting me on every single shot, she's only hitting me half the time. And then by doing self-heals and other stuff like that, we managed to survive and defeat her. Guys, +3 Vanessa DeVore. This character is awesome. You cannot ask for any more from a character. She is awesome. Now this villain is going to be a pain. She only +3, but she keeps going intangible. So we may run out of endurance while we fight her. I have no fear. They just don't do anything to you. They're not that powerful. Their main power is their annoyance in going intangible. But other than that, okay, and we have completed the mission. And we got reward merits, so that is the end of the story arc, guys. And this is pretty much the end of this character. So let's head outside, and we'll talk a little bit more, and we'll finish up the story arc. Let's leave this awful Craze Folly and go to Ouroboros. And from there, we're going to pay a personal visit to Harvey Mailer, since it's the end of the story arc. Let's go ahead and sell anything. Wow, we didn't get an enhancement at the end of the story arc? That's pretty unusual. Not that I need them, it's just unusual that it doesn't happen. Let's go pay Harvey a personal visit to finish out this story arc. It gives us another minute or so of playing this character. There's Harvey. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed. I want to extend my thanks to all of the folks who make this possible from the Rebirth server. All of the server admins, and oh, we ran out of, I forgot we were going to run out of endurance. All the server admins, all of the people who donate to it. There are folks who do. All of the folks involved in the coding, the creation of special archetypes like the Guardian. They do a lot of work at Rebirth, and they don't really ask for money or anything like that, and I do appreciate it. I also want to give a shout out to everybody involved in City of Heroes private servers, even the private servers I don't play on. You guys make it possible for folks all around the world to enjoy this game, even though it's technically a dead game, and I do appreciate that. Major shout out though to the Rebirth group. I love this server, and it's been awesome, and I want to thank them for making it possible now to have 3 different characters be recorded and posted Let's Plays from level 1 all the way to level 50. So I do want to thank them. So we've completed our story arc. We gained 344 prestige. This character all by herself has garnered 578,000 prestige for the supergroup. And we have defeated Vanessa DeVore. There aren't really any story arcs left to do with this character other than the Praetorian ones, if you look, right? It's First Ward. We've done Crimson's, Cimarora, we've done Maria's, we've done Harvey's, Ouroboros, Vanguard Headquarters, Cimarora. So there really isn't anything left to do in terms of the regular story arcs for this character. Let's go to the base. And I'll show you the last bits of the base. Let's see, how much do we have in the supergroup funds? We have 73,000. I don't think we can buy anything significant. But let's go ahead and take a look at the kind of last status of our base. Whatever improvements I do, you folks probably won't see, because none of the characters who have an Executioner's Axe hanging over their head will be members of the supergroup, because they can't really earn prestige. Because they need to earn as much influence as they can, because we can't trade anything down to them. So when I don't feel like playing in hard mode, I'll be playing one of my other characters. If we click the supergroup, there are 3. Well, Tiger Shrike is done. She's level 50. There are 2, Psyop, who's a Scrapper, and Twilight Raven, who's a Stalker. And I'm probably going to make up a Brute, too. And they'll be slowly going through and doing story arcs and earning XP and stuff for us. So here's our base. We have this salvage rack, which is keyed to being just orange salvage. And I have a little bit more of that we can drop in here. You can see that I have 36 items of orange salvage. And then we have this salvage rack. And you know what I really ought to do, but I don't have the inventory space for it, is make one of them yellow and one of them white. But instead I've just been throwing in whatever I can fit in there. And then this one has a bunch of Tiger Strikes, but not all of them. She's still got like 150 more if you count her vault, and we have a bunch in our vault as well. So what I really need to do is increase the size of this workshop and add more salvage racks. And then this is our power, and this is our control. And I think the control, the main frame takes... You could put a smaller one in there, but I want to go ahead and put a mainframe. And I think the mainframe takes, if we just teleport over there, you double click and you can teleport anywhere in the base when you're in edit mode. I believe the mainframe, oh, the mainframe is 50,000. We can go ahead and put it in. So the mainframe is 50 control, the database is 50 control, and then the terminal. So what I like to do is have a mainframe, these two terminals, and oh, this is a combo control and power unit. So this is for a smaller base, I guess. But I want to have a real base. So mainframe, we're going to eventually want the terminal, the corner terminal, and the database. So let's see here. So there's the mainframe. Where do we want to put the corner terminal? Do I want to put it... Maybe I want to put the mainframe actually over here. It's sticking a little bit. Put the mainframe over there against the wall. And then maybe what we'll do is put a corner terminal right there. And then I could see putting 2 more terminals. We have enough money for one. Putting 1 terminal here, right? And then I'll put another one here. And then, gosh, we only have 1100 prestige, so we can't put any more. But then we'll put a couple chairs, like computer chairs and stuff, and computer workstations and monitors and so on. And then my plan would be to put like maybe a couple of databases next to it or something. Maybe the mainframe, come here, should go like that. And then I can put the database next to it. We'll see. If you sort of maybe one here and one here, perhaps. And then I don't know, we might actually lower this because I don't need maybe this room, and we can make a hallway over here. Right, we can, or actually make a hallway over here. Not sure where I'm going to put everything else, but I think this is great. So we have control and energy. So if we look here, I think we can hover over it. I just saw it. There. We have 75 energy consumed and 1,000 generated. And we have no control consumed and 72 control produced. So as we produce more control, as we get like teleporters and stuff, that's going to consume some power and some control. So that's our base, guys, and I'm going to keep working on it. I mean, obviously this character won't be earning prestige, but the other characters will. And they won't earn a lot, but you know, she has enough. We have enough that we can pay rent for a couple months, and if I need to, I can always bring her online or Tiger Strike online and do a couple of quick missions just to earn some quick prestige if we have to. You can also trade influence for prestige, and our character here has 57 million influence. So if I want to, I could go, and I think it's very expensive. It's like 100 to 1, so 57 million influence would be like 57,000 or 570,000 prestige. It's a huge loss, but you know, with 5,700 prestige, we could pay rent for like 10 years, you know. So, well, 2 years anyway. All right, so actually, I can start selling this stuff back once I get the control room set up. That's where all the computer stuff is going to go, and then we can actually get rid of this stuff. Because this has basically been her computer area, but if there's like a whole mainframe over here, you know, with And, you know, she got a workshop lab slash thing over here, right? And so we don't need the workshop stuff. And we've got our energy over here. And we've got our computers over here. So we really don't need that area. So the entrance area can become an actual entrance area eventually. I'm not going to work on that today, and I'm certainly going to make you watch it. At some point, maybe I'll bring you back and show you what we've got going on here. But that is it for this character, guys. We are finished. We reached level 50 with 57 million influence, and if we look at our final build for the character, she has sets on most of her primary powers and one of her secondaries. We've 6-slotted Smite, Shadow Maul, Shadow Punch, Siphon Life, Dark Consumption, Soul Drain, and Midnight Grasp. We didn't bother with slots on Taunt or Fear. We hardly ever used either of those. Soloing, you don't really need Taunt, and Touch of Fear wasn't super useful. In our defenses, we 4-slotted all of our toggles. Energy Cloak, Power Shield, and Kinetic Shield. We 3-slotted our passives, Dampening Shield, and Energy Protection. We used single slots in Energy Drain and Tropic Aura because they really didn't need more than that. And then we, actually Energy Drain really didn't seem to need accuracy. So, I mean, I don't know if it missed, but it doesn't take accuracy. So it seems like it can't really miss. So you don't need a lot of slots for that. We 6-slotted Energize, which does a great job healing us up. Dual-slotted with Overload. We rarely needed to use that. Then in our passives, we triple-slotted Health and Stamina. We got Combat Jumping and Super Jumping. In Energy Mastery, we 6-slotted Physical Perfection, 1 slot on Superior Conditioning, and 5-slotted Focus Accuracy. And we got Hasten because there wasn't anything else to get at level 49 that would have made sense for this character. So we're done. I hope you guys have enjoyed this series. This is the series finale for Quintessence Last. Keep an eye on this channel for the upcoming hard mode videos, and I'll see you there if you're interested. And until we meet again, I am Scrapperlock, and this has been City of Heroes on the Rebirth server.